Hello there everybody and welcome back to The Last of Us. In the last video we finally made it to the University of Eastern Colorado and we were looking for the Fireflies. We may or may not have finally caught up to them. And I just came back to the starting point of the chapter where you first go into the campus grounds. Because I always miss this collectible every single freaking time. And it annoys the absolute piss out of me.
I hate that name.
It's just another comic book for Ellie, and it's sitting on one of these abandoned vehicles. So as soon as you come into the chapter, immediately turn around and then come down this way and you can find it. I wanted to grab that just before we got too far into the campus. Because I was kind of starting to just search around a little bit last time. We didn't really do much. Picked up a new weapon, upgraded some stuff, you know, the usual. I had tried to do a little bit of practice for the area, and then my game decided to freeze, which was great, so I hope it doesn't do that again this time, otherwise I'm going to be pretty disappointed. After you stopped at the garage to the right,
that was fun,
and upgraded all your stuff and whatnot, you can jump at the barricade. Stop at the big horn sign and you can have a conversation with Ellie about it.
That's a giant ram. You guys were like some idol worshippers.
When it came to sports? Hell yeah.
People do love their sports.
Getting chilly.
There's that time of year.
And then go up the stairs, come over to this dead end with a couple of trees here. I'm gonna dismount the horse real quick.
I'll be right back.
I'll be here.
Pick up a bottle if you don't have it from this bench. If you do have one, take a look at the tree that has the yellow leaves on the right hand side and you'll be able to see a firefly pendant. Probably easier to throw a bottle at it instead of wasting ammo. So there we are.
Let's go back.
This is a pretty big area, but for the most part it's fairly desolate. There's not too much to pick up, and it's kind of linear, so after that we'll move into this building here. It's kind of the only place to go, really. We're trying to find the science building. Tommy said it'll look like a giant mirror.
I reckon it takes quite a crew to run that operation.
Other people my age?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so, Ellie. I don't think a lot of people in this world keep kids around. Survival of the fittest and whatnot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sounds like runners.
Stay with the horse. I'll get you there. Yes, I don't want him running off. I'll be right back.
Okay, so if you use your hearing, you can see that there's a lot of those fuckers up there to deal with. What we have to do is find a way to open this gate.
Looks like someone jerry-rigged this thing.
Unfortunately, the generator is upstairs. There's no power right now, so that's gonna kind of be our goal, is to take care of all those guys, turn on the generator, and then if we open that gate, we should be able to move on. Now for this section, I think it's 100% completely doable to stealth it if you want to, but I usually don't bother. What I do is I come up to this staircase here, I peek around the corner, have a look and see where these guys are, and then if I have a bottle or brick or something, which I don't, I'll usually throw that to get their attention, and then I'll throw a nail bomb or something, which will make noise, attract them, and it should blow a bunch of them up. Again, you know, you have a lot of supplies at this point, especially the difficulty I'm playing on, and I kind of just, you know, like to use a bunch of different tactics. I'm sure I have enough, or I'll find enough to make more nail bombs, so, you know, I'm not really too worried about it. So once you've cleared these guys out, the generator is in this central room here. I'll turn this sucker on and then move on. And I really don't think there's anything in this building. I think that this area over here is just if you are doing stealth. Obviously the point being to duck and use the windows. And I've never tried to stealth that area, to be honest. I use that tactic of Molotovs / nail bombs every single time. I don't know why. I just did it once, it worked for me, and I just decided not to fix what wasn't broken, I guess.
Hey, I was thinking I would have wanted to be an astronaut.
That a fact?
Yeah. Can you imagine being up there all by yourself? Would have been cool. I'm just saying.
Ellie has such an active imagination. On the wall here is a note about the wall panel. About the generator.
What about you? What'd you want to be?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to want to be a singer.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
Sing something.
No,
Come on, I won't laugh.
I don't think so.
Joel.
Joel's like, hell no. I can't imagine Joel being a singer, but, you know, people surprise you sometimes. There's nothing in the courtyard. You can come up the stairs, and before you jump the next barrier, there's an open window up here. And there's lots of good stuff in here. Parts, supplements, and a Firefly pendant. Alright, moving on.
Come back.
So much stuff already, and we haven't even made it to where we're supposed to be
Those
going.
monkeys?
Yeah, a whole mess of them.
Why would monkeys be here? It seems odd. Maybe they escaped from a zoo or something like that? Anyways, if you're gonna keep to the right once you get into the big central area, and then there's a building over here that we can go into. Climb not all the way up, 2 stories up to this window here. Climb onto the roof and over, and again, we've got lots of goodies in here, lots of parts. Should be some more supplements, crafting supplies. I should maybe refill up on my nail bombs so that I have more room to pick up more stuff. And if this is your first time playing, there will also be a training manual on this table here, and I do believe it makes your health kits more effective, which is a really, really useful upgrade to have. God, we have been getting so many supplements. The game is pretty generous all throughout, don't get me wrong, but for some reason I've noticed ever since we started this chapter in particular, there seems to be like an overabundance of them, which I guess is good since we are kind of getting near the end of the game. If you haven't fully leveled up Joel, that'd be a good opportunity. I'm going to have a lot of supplements left over that I've never got a chance to use at the end of this playthrough, that's for sure.
Hey, look. Fireflies.
I see it.
This is good. First sign of fireflies.
So you can comment about the Firefly logo on the wall. I do believe that there's several different places that you can have that conversation. You can have it at that logo or at this one here on the wall, and I think there's a couple of other places where there's some Firefly logos as well. So let's hope they're still kicking.
Alright, let's try that gate.
Because there are generators and things like that around, I would think that there's maybe some people hanging around somewhere. Looks like it's been used fairly recently.
This won't budge.
There's another generator.
Another generator out of our reach.
Looks like they rigged this up as well. Alright, you stay here and...
Watch the horse. Why don't you watch the horse? Sorry, I'm just getting see.
You know, Ellie, I would love to watch the horse. You go and get yourself into danger for once. I don't mind. I'm sure Joel could use a nap or, just to sit around with his thumb up his ass, but I guess that's not how it works. So we can sneak into this building and we're going to try and find a way around the gate. There is a map here which you can pick up. It's just an artifact of the campus. This area is safe for the time being, so you don't have to worry about coming in here crouched or anything like that. So this looks like it's the dormitory area. And again, there's lots of nice goodies in here. So you can refill if you're low or you've used some things. Now, how am I doing? I actually still have room to pick up a couple of things, which is nice, and I'm pretty full up. So all in all, not too bad. In this drawer here is another note. This was a student's journal from after the outbreak started, so I guess at some point there were people, presumably students, just decided to stay at the campus and hold out for a little while. But assuming they didn't make it because it's abandoned now, or seemingly abandoned, we hope that our Firefly buddies have kind of taken over and are running the show. I think I'm pretty satisfied. Ah, spores. Better watch out. Good thing your gas mask still works, Joel. There's a melee weapon there, but I think I have a machete, which is obviously superior than this, so I think I'm going to hold on to that. And then when you're done exploring, you can drop into the hole here, and you're going to get yourself into some combat, so be forewarned about that. And this area is really, really hairy because you've got a lot of clickers. I think you've got about 4 or 5 clickers down here. And on top of that, there is also a bloater. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to light these fuckers up. I think that's probably the best course of action. Bloaters don't like fire. I mean, nothing likes fire, honestly. Clickers don't like fire. And the sound will hopefully draw all the enemies towards one another, so I can just keep doing this from a distance. And I don't really have to worry too much about it. So maybe that's cheap, I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do this for sure. But again, I have the supplies, and even if I have shivs and things like that, I really, really don't want to be overwhelmed by a bunch of those enemies. So that was easy. I took care of that pretty quick and in a hurry. I just really hope that now I'm going to be able to find more supplies to be able to make some more Molotovs, because I would really like to have some more Molotovs going through the area. And I'm not entirely sure if you're able to ignore them or if you're able to stealth them and sneak around the bloat or whatever the case may be. But you want to kill the bloat if possible because it will drop a Firefly pendant upon dying, which isn't a good sign. I was reading the wiki the other day because I wanted to kind of get a little bit more information about the game and just learn some things that I perhaps didn't know about. And it's my understanding that a bloater doesn't turn into a bloater until they've been infected for about a decade. So, like 10 years plus it would take for someone to turn into a bloater. So that doesn't strike me as a good sign. Mind you, I mean, people move around. That could have been an old Firefly from way back when. They could be jumping places and things like that. It could have wandered in from anywhere, but it just doesn't seem like a good sign. If we're here looking for the Fireflies, not really any sign of them, but yet we're finding clickers and runners and even bloaters and things like that. And of course, because Joel has to push that door open, it would be really, really hard, I think, to run past them because you would make so much noise. Probably possible to maybe, like, put some nail bombs or something in that hallway, but... Anywho... There might have been an artifact down there I missed. I don't really know. I think there's one more that I have to grab in this area. My game actually froze when I was down in that area fighting all those enemies. I threw 2 Molotovs really quickly in succession, and the game didn't like it, and it just froze up, and I had no choice but to reset my PlayStation, which was odd. I've only ever had that happen a couple times with this game. And here is the artifact I was looking for. This is a newspaper clipping. And this, I don't know when this was written, but at this point that this article was written, 60% of the world's population is dead or infected with the CBI pandemic, which is nuts. So that kind of confirms that it's not just in this part of the world that we're in, it's everywhere, it's globally. I can't even imagine how you would survive in a really, really densely populated place like India or China or something like that, where there's just so many people, and ugh, gross. I don't even want to think about that. Okay, end of the line. I think that is it. Guess we should be opening the door now and getting back to Ellie. We can see that we've come to where we need to go. This is the courtyard.
More infected, I'm fine.
Here, come open the gate.
Yeah, I'm coming, Ellie. Just relax. I'm gonna push the generator over to the gate so we can attach it to the wire. There we go. And we should be good. I mean, we could have just brought Ellie with us. It's not like spores would hurt her, but I guess they want to keep the horse.
Try the gate.
Keep an eye on it so it doesn't get pilfered or it doesn't run off or, you know, whatever.
Go through. Scooch.
Alright.
Those clickers. You think they were Fireflies?
No. No, I don't think so.
I don't know,
Why would they
Joel.
have infected so close to the lab?
I'm not too
Well, Bill
sure about
used them
that
as a
one.
form of defense. Maybe they're doing the same.
Yeah, I could see that.
Although you can see Joel's frame of mind kind of starting to change. I mean, he's still pretty pessimistic in a way, but he kind of tries to deflect it a little bit and be a little bit more positive, I think. So either way, this is a really good place for us to stop. We will continue on through the university in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.